Okay, here we are. I am here with the lovely Sasha tonight. I'm super excited to chat with her as she is coming to the end of her time in the Mom Restore system about her experience and what happened. So, hey, Sasha, thanks for being here
Yeah.
tonight during work. So, quick intro to you. Like, tell us about you and how you found me and got connected to me and the programs.
So I found you through one of my dance moms, Kirsten. Our kids do ballet together, and we had been talking about just as a mom not having the time and the extra pounds, and it just like affecting every part of our lives. So she mentioned she's like, oh, I have a friend who she does like 20-minute workouts and it gives you all the energy you need. And, she gave a testimonial about like how much weight she had lost, how great she was feeling. And it was like visible, like she showed
Yeah,
me a
she
before
had a
picture and
huge
I was just like,
transformation.
yeah. So, and then she just connected me with you through Facebook and we got to talking and I did the boost workouts and that was perfect for me because it was in my living room,
Right,
right?
right. We can do 20
And being
minutes.
able, yeah, and being able to have like my kids do it with me. Like I have pictures of my son like picking up weights and stuff like
I
that too.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you started there, which was great because you're a busy mom, right? You work full
Mhm.
time, you're super busy. And then at some point you just realized like I need a little bit more than the workout. So when we first started chatting about the mom restore system and nutrition and weight loss, like where were you at that point that made you say like, you know what, I need some
Yeah.
specific help with this?
I think I was pretty like down in the gutter. I mean, this is not something that happened overnight. It's
Right.
years of dealing with so much. There's trauma, there's depression, there's a lot. And I think after trying so many different things, like I went to extreme measures, like injecting myself with stuff to
Yeah.
suppress my appetite, doing just crash things because I wanted things off quickly, but then I would gain it back, like gain more back. And like, it's just been a journey, like
Yeah.
such a hard journey. So at that point, I was just so desperate and at my lowest and just needed help. And I needed something that I hadn't tried before,
Right.
right? Because I feel like I tried everything.
Yeah. And so that was gonna be my question. Like, what was it having been through everything? Because I have moms come to me all the time that are like, I've literally done everything and
Yeah.
nothing works. I can't sustain anything or it just keeps coming back. So what was it about this that was different that stood out? Like, okay, you know what? This seems different. And I think this could could work for me.
It was the ease of it all. Like I was not restricting my body of things that I like wanted. I loved that we took it like one thing at a time, one
Mhm.
week at a time. On module one, like focus on just drinking water. Just wake up, drink water throughout the day. And that to me, those are like sustainable little goals, right? Like I can wake up and drink water.
Right.
Sure, let's do that. Instead of like, drink water and don't drink alcohol and don't eat cheese and don't like, all the don'ts that you've heard your whole life. This was just like, it wasn't like don't. It was more
Right.
like do this for a week. And so that to me felt different. And then also I didn't feel overwhelmed by changing everything at once, just like with the crash diets that I've done. Like, okay, no carbs for 30 days, no this for, it
And
was
this
just
was tough
doable.
for you at the beginning too. Like, do you remember
Yes,
that in those first weeks when you were
I
like,
do
you were so
remember.
excited, but
Yeah,
because you had done so many like big things in the past, you were like, I want to do more, I want to do more. And I was like,
yeah.
please. Like
One step
I
at a
was I
time.
was like trying to pull the reins, like, yes, like we got to slow this down because,
Yeah.
I didn't want you to get overwhelmed and I didn't want you to get burnt out. And it was amazing as a coach to see you kind of struggle through that process. But then, like,
Mhm.
as those light bulbs started going, you were like, oh, okay, so this is what it actually feels like to actually like change habits
Yes.
versus like trying to attack a problem, right? And those light bulbs and that shift that you had was pretty extraordinary, I think.
So it's like no more band-aids, right? So it's like
Mhm.
having the surgery. Well, no, that's not a good analogy, but just like not like putting band-aids on things,
Right,
So kind
right.
of learning like why is this coming apart kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was
And I
super
love what you
helpful.
said too about like let's find all the things that we need, all the things that we can
Yes.
add in first and start to like kind of crowd out
Yeah,
the bad stuff, because we don't restrict. We want to fuel our body and
right.
give it what we
And
need.
that was so different
Hmm.
than anything I was ever used to,
Yeah.
you know. And then
Yeah.
I loved having the support from the other ladies and like listening to their journeys and their struggles and successes and just having that support because sometimes it's a lonely journey because I
Right.
could be the only one from my friends struggling with this.
Hmm.
But just to have somebody else who could relate and could like encourage me or push me along or tell me their side too,
Yeah.
that was super encouraging.
Right. So for anybody that's watching this that isn't familiar with this, we do weekly coaching calls in the Mom Restore system. So it's you and me and the other moms that are in the program. We get to chat about what's going on. So were there any times that you can remember in the program where like having the coaching call was a game changer for you, for just for like a mom that is maybe like, well, I think I can just do it alone. Like, what was there a moment that you could share?
Um, I can't, excuse me, I can't pinpoint like an exact moment. I know there were times where I did not want to go because I'm
Mhm.
like, gosh, in society, we're always comparing ourselves to others, which we should not, right? But it's like, gosh, I'm not where such and such is, or gosh, I didn't do a module, listen to a module this week, so I don't want to. And it was at those moments when it's like, still show up, listen to the information. It's not like you have to like participate all the time, but just like absorbing that information on days where you're just struggling. I think that was super important for me. And knowing that no one is going to judge me, right? Like no one is going to say, oh, well, she didn't do it again, or another week where, she didn't participate.
Yeah.
It wasn't like that. It was just like, you come for the support, you come for the encouragement. There are people in tears. Um, because it's hard. It's hard and it's such a process. But just to have someone there to like hold your hand or like someone to send you a direct message after, um, that was like so valuable
Hmm.
for me. So I don't know
And
if
I
it was like,
love, yeah, and I love that word that you use, like the encouragement, because I think that's what it was. That's what I remember. Because, the times where you maybe felt like you were failing, you weren't doing the things that you wanted to be doing, we were all able to give that outside perspective and help you to see
mhm,
like this isn't failure, right? And when we're stuck on our own, sometimes we get into these really bad
oh,
spirals. You know what I'm talking about? Where we just spiral. And when we're left on our own without somebody to really speak and encourage us and give us
yep,
hope and pull us out of that, we can end up right back down at the bottom very quickly on any journey, whether it's a slow
yep.
change or, a diet. So I remember
It's that
that.
that
That
negative self-talk that so many of us are used to that just creeps back in when you are doing it alone.
Yeah.
Like why would this work? Everything else, failed, or you gain all that weight back. Why are you even trying? Like all those negative things. And
Right.
because I had the support from the other moms and from you and then the Facebook groups, like it's like that voice becomes like quieter and more quieter, you know. It
Hmm.
still creeps up from time to time, right? But you find yourself listening to what somebody else said about you, like how you
Right.
impacted their journey too, and that sticks.
Hmm.
That was huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So, yes. So you mentioned like it's hard, like the struggle. It's true. Like, this program is laid out very simply, but the process of change is hard. So
Mhm.
I know that coming to the end of this, you didn't necessarily see the physical transformation
Mhm.
happen. And I'm going to use the word yet because I know that
Right.
it's coming, right? You haven't seen that yet. But what has been the transformation for you throughout this program?
I think knowledge, having that knowledge, um, learning like tidbits that I didn't know before, or it was a lot that it was like that aha moment that things clicked, like, that's it, or like, no one ever told me that, or I've been eating carbs with every meal, even though I'm literally at my desk right now sitting, even though I live a sedentary life, like I'm eating carbs at every meal kind of thing. But it, to me, it was just like, I feel like you would just like drop, like here, like you're dropping tidbits of like knowledge in the modules that to me, that was life changing, right? So it's not like,
Empowering, right? Suddenly
yeah,
you're empowered with the know-how.
because it's not like you're saying, yeah, don't drink, it's like if part of your journey is alcohol, like there's certain steps we can take so that it's not affecting your body as much as it used to or as it could. So I think it was just like getting like pieces of information that even when I share with other people, they're like, what? Like it's just so mind blowing
Yeah.
that that's gonna stick with me. So I think the knowledge piece of it too, hearing you in my head, because listening to the modules, like
You're-
what would Megan do?
Yeah, it's all audio, right? It's all audio. So
Yeah,
we hear it, and that's part of
you
getting
hear
it
it.
into our brain faster. Yep.
Yeah. And even when you want to grab, an unhealthy snack, I think like part of the success too is to plan and like stock your home with things that are healthy, right? Because
Yeah.
like days like today when it's such a struggle and you just want chocolate or you just want this, like all the bad habits come back. It's like, no, I have the granola bars in there, or I have my protein shake that I can make that is delicious and filling. So it's that mindset change that I don't need certain things. Food is fuel for my body, and this is what I need right now.
Yeah.
You know what I
That's
mean?
amazing.
And
Yep.
that is a daily thing for me still. Like, gosh, I just want a burrito, or I just, but it's like, no, I have food here.
Hmm.
I bought food, I grocery shopped, I have food here. Let me try to make something. So
It feels good when you have those little victories, doesn't it? It's like
it does.
when you take it just one day at a time and you have those little victories, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, I just did that. And
I
then
just did that.
the more of those little steps that you take, all of a sudden it's just easier and easier every
Yep.
single time. And that's why so confidently I was like, I know you haven't seen the physical transformation yet, but I know it's
Mhm.
coming because it's like this snowball effect that's happening for you where it's just your confidence is building, where it was
Yeah.
like crap, it was crap when
Yeah.
you came in. Your confidence is building, and that feeling of like feeling good about yourself
Yep.
is rolling, and you're going to become unstoppable when you have that in place for
Yeah,
sure.
I can't wait. Yeah. Yeah. So it's been good. It's been again not easy, but it was what I needed.
Yeah.
And I'm just thankful for the opportunity to just educate myself and others
Yeah,
around me
absolutely.
about food.
Yeah. So this will be the last question.
Yeah.
What would you say to a mom that's kind of like riding the fence right now? Maybe they're where you were, where they've tried so many different things and they're, just not sure about taking the step into this program. What would you say to them?
I would say, girl, I know it's expensive, but you are worth it and you deserve it, right? Like we're not cheap. So that your journey shouldn't be either. But honestly, I would say that so many people have been where you are. So many people have, it's like a lifetime of the struggles and the trauma and everything happening around you that, we spiral out of control and we've just lost that control. And even though you feel as if there's nothing that can help me, I'm too far gone, or like I don't even recognize the person in the mirror, who cares at this point? You can get a handle on it. You can educate yourself. You can't do hard things, right? Like I tell that to my kids all the time. I can do
Mhm.
hard things, and they repeat it. And the same is for us. You can do this. It's intimidating or looks intimidating. You don't know what really to expect. But honestly, that support that you get, the knowledge, walking away with the knowledge that I now have has been life-changing and incredible, right? So if you've tried everything else, why not try this too?
Mhm.
Other things have failed. And I don't know if you've seen from other like reviews and such that there's so many positive reviews about the program. Why not give it a try and see, you know, yourself transform?
Mhm.
It's like if nothing else, you walk away from that knowledge. And I get that we're all at different stages and it might not be time right now. But when you get tired of just like being so low, you just reach up for help, right? And this is
Yeah.
the help that we all
Yeah.
need and
You gotta
can
get
really
somebody in your
use.
corner, right?
Yeah. It's
Absolutely.
a lonely journey when you're by yourself, but here knowing that there are other people who are going through very similar situations or have been through it and
Mhm.
can now kind of look back and pull you with them and teach you and coach you and like be a mentor and friend, like that is invaluable to me.
Yeah.
Please do it.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, it's been so, so great to see you on this, and we'll
You
keep
too.
going, right? Further
We
on,
will.
further
We
up.
will.
All right. Well, thanks so much for your time tonight. I'm
No
gonna let you
problem.
log off because I know you've got work to
Back
do.
to
But
work.
yeah, it was amazing to see you tonight. Thanks for sharing your
You too.
story. It's really amazing. And we'll chat again soon, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Megan.
Sasha. Good night.